Well, new at 6, this should have been the day that the DEC spelled out its guidelines for high-impact hydraulic fracturing in New York, or hydrofracking, but the health commissioner said instead he needs more time to study the impacts. One of the impacts lawmakers are looking at is the cost of fracking in our communities and also the cost to oversee this multi-billion-dollar industry. Fact finder Matt Markham investigates.
There's more money that can come out of these wells than you and I could even imagine.
Is this delay only hurting the prospect of natural gas coming to New York?
Well, it's hurting not just the prospect of natural gas coming, but it's having the most direct impact on the landowners. Signing bonuses they would have received, and then ultimately royalties.
But the prospect of riches cannot escape the danger of health hazards.
Even the best company in the world makes mistakes, and we have a litany of them and examples.
The recommended DEC budget for 2013 and 14, $452 million. But there was no mention made in the governor's money plan for an industry with an even bigger price tag.
There's no budget for hiring new staff who are trained to regulate and oversee these practices.
We went to Senator Jim Seward for answers. He represents a large swath of the Marcellus Shale region.
Can New York afford to have the strictest regulations in the country?
Well, if you look around the country, other states that have already moved forward with fracking, they depend on the gas industry itself to foot the bill.
Seward says it's not a conflict of interest. It's a way the state can fairly hire the additional staff to research and inspect energy production.
Rather than being an additional strain on the New York State budget, there's revenues that are available through forms of fees and other taxation.
The State Petroleum Council represents these large companies and landowners. It says these companies live by good regulations and are willing to pay up. A 3-year study to our southwest shows just how deep the impact of drilling could go.
If there had only been 50 wells drilled in Broome County over the last 3 years, $24 million in tax payments would have been realized, even on a conservative estimate.
But aside from the staff, the state would need community concern where the wells will be drilled.
Can towns afford this big industry coming in?
Absolutely not. There will be very little ability for them to defend themselves.
Many towns have implemented moratoriums to ban drilling if permits are issued, and fracking is eventually allowed in New York. Matt Markham, CBS 6 News.
The DEC says it will only offer as many permits as it can safely and efficiently issue. There is no timeline right now as to when that might happen.